Alright, today it's gonna just be an unscripted video because I had a request and comment a couple days ago to show all the coils and all my weapons and armor. And I thought about it and I was like, I can do that. I can do that. I haven't done it in a while. It's 2021. Everything's different. So without further ado, let's get in there. So I haven't done all the cauldrons in this playthrough, obviously. As you see, I don't have all the overrides unlocked. But my Silence Lance has two 30% spear damage coils. I'm pretty sure you can cap with 229%. I don't think you absolutely need 230%. That's just what I have. This is my main bread and butter Adept Striker bow, but I have a couple others similar to it you'll see later on. And these, of course, 3 pristine weapon coils in my striker bow, Adept Striker bow, and then a 67% handling coil with tear and fire. Not really necessary because of the 3 times 47% handling on the pristine weapon coil. That is 141%. So you only actually need a handling coil of 59% to cap out handling if you have 3 pristine weapon coils. But I'm trying to cap all the stats on this that I can. So adding more tear to try to cap out tear. That actually might... No, not quite. I don't know, let's see. 90... 105? No, not even close. You need to be 150 to max tear. And we are at like 122, I believe. Or fire. No tear. I'm being silly. Anywho, whatever. Basically have that so I can have as much stats as possible. This is my fire striker bow. I have an untested weapon coil, a 50% fire, 25% damage coil, and 2 67% handling, 25% damage, 17% fire coil. So this is a very custom, for me, type bow / weapon. I wanted some very specific things with this weapon. I wanted it to be able to kill a glint hawk and sawtooths in 3 arrows on ultra hard and have as much handling as possible. So I used the fire damage calculator and I came up with this, and I'm very satisfied. This is my power shot bow. 3 pristine weapon coils, again, with 67% tear, or 67% handling, 25% tear, 17% fire. There's some dead stats here, and again, you don't need the 67% handling, but physical damage, max damage, and handling as much as you can. This is my Adept Storm Slinger with 3 67% handling, 25% damage, 17% shock coils. Storm Slinger does not scale well with shock, as I go over in my How to Coil Weapons video 2021 edition. So that's why we go with handling and damage, because raw damage scales better. This is my Ice Rail for freezing. 3 50% freeze, 25% damage coils. And then this is my Ice Cannon Ice Rail, of course, 3 pristine weapon coils. Why not? Lodge Blast Sling, again, 3 pristine weapon coils, and a 67% handling, which again could have been a 59. This is one of 2 of my Forge Fires. This is my Forge Fire that is more damage, or more fire heavy, with a bit of damage, and no handling. This is my bread and butter non-Frozen Wilds freeze weapon. I say non-Frozen Wilds freeze weapons because I usually swap to Ice Rail in the Frozen Wilds because their thresholds are much higher. So I have a 50% freeze, 25% damage coil, and then 3 67% handling, 25% damage, 17% freeze coils. And this allows me to be at that 51 rather. But, the 50 freeze per arrow threshold is where you want to be, because base game machines run in multiples of 50 for their resists, for the most part. Like, large is 300, base elemental resistance, medium is 150, and small is 75, and then stalkers are 100. So it works out really well for most machines having it this way. And then even if you max it, you can see the freeze isn't... Come on. Anyway, even if you max it, you can see the freeze doesn't have that much to go. It goes to about 60, and you still basically need to draw the bow twice in order to freeze large machines with a threshold of 300. So if I have to draw it twice anyway, I might as well have more handling. That's the theory, and I think it works out pretty well. This is my Adept Lodge Warbow. I just have some more 67% handling freeze. This is kind of like, I don't use it. It's just for freeze and damage, for spam, for testing purposes. So it's got a mix of stuff. 50% freeze, 25% damage. I honestly had no idea what was on that bow. It was a surprise for me too. Alright, here's the Adept Tripcaster. 3 pristine weapon coils. Another 67% handling coil. Could be a 59. Here's one of my slings. More a shock sling. I haven't finished it. If I wanted to get this as good as possible or matching my PS4 save, I would have 3 painted weapon coils and then a 59% handling. This is my damage rattler. 3 pristine weapon coils and a handling coil once again. This is my Adept Lodge Ropecaster. And we have 2 50% tear, 33% handling coils, and 2 67% handling, 25% tear coils. This allows you to max out the handling and the tear, even though the tear doesn't really do anything. But, even so. This is normal Adept Hunter Bow. This is just storing coils, to be perfectly honest. These are just for storage. Secondary Power Shot Bow with 3 pristine weapon coils again, and a 67% handling coil. Another striker bow, just essentially comparable to the main one that I use. It's just the handling coil is not as high of a quality, but we're at max handling, we're at max damage. It's not a big deal. This is my Adept Champion Bow, Adept War Bow used for shock. 3 painted weapon coils and a 59% handling coil. If I really wanted to, could go for a 67% handling, 25% damage coil, and that'd be like a little better, but it's not. I mean, when you're using shock and freeze, damage is not really like the major concern. It is a CC and or debuff to allow you to do more damage in other ways. So not the biggest deal. Another striker bow with 3 pristine weapon coils and a 67% handling coil. Excuse me. Take a sip of water. Refreshing. Delicious. Here's another one of my slings. Just have 3 freeze on it. 3 drummer's weapons coils. And a 67% handling with damage freeze. The freeze in this handling coil does nothing. And neither does 3% of the freeze from these. But, it's all good. And it's an easy way. Drummer's weapons coils are an easy way to get 51% freeze coils. I know that sounds crazy because you can only get 1 per playthrough. I just knocked over some pills. Some multivitamins. But I know that sounds crazy because you can only get 1 per playthrough, but trust me, it's quicker. It's like statistically quicker to play through the game to get these Frozen Wilds unique coils than actually try to farm the coils via hammer and steel or other coil farming methods. Frozen Wilds coils are guarantees every playthrough, which is nice. So this one is obviously a fire. If I really wanted to make this more effective and care about the coils that are in it rather than just use it for storing fire coils, I would have more fire damage on it. I would try to get as much fire and damage as possible and then handling. So try to max fire, try to get damage comparable to fire, and then handling. That's what I would try to do, but it's mostly just a storage weapon. Another adept sharpshot bow, or rather, an adept sharpshot bow. This is basically just for storage. Two 50% damage coils with 33% handling, and 2 more pristine weapon coils. Another adept hunter bow. We got 2 untested in here, 2 more 50% damage, 33% handling. Here we 50% damage, 33% handling. I don't even know what's in some of these. But yeah, a lot of these I'll use for testing here and there. And then my second Forge Fire, which is more centered around handling. So the other one doesn't have handling, and I believe has a little more damage. Or it has a little more. Yeah, so it's got a little more fire and the same amount of damage. So we trade fire for handling. A little bit of fire for some handling. And as you can see for the, I forget what it's called. The second one, this one, the fire bombs. The damage and the fire is pretty equal. So that's good. That's what we want with a little bit of handling. This is probably the Forge Fire setup that is used for Frozen Wild speedruns, or that I want to use for Frozen Wild speedruns. And then here we are, my last 2 weapons. Another Rattler, which is just, again, storage. Pristine weapon coil, untested, another handling. And then another Rattler, which is more storage. Storage, 65% handling, 25% damage, 17% freeze, and another Drummers. And with that, onto my outfits. So the majority of my outfits are honestly just for storage, for various weaves and weave ideas. The 2 main shields, the 2 main armors that I use are Shield Weaver and Silent Hunter Master Adept. This one I have coiled because I'm doing, or it's not coiled specifically for it. I'll swap that up a little later after this video for how to hunt Fireclaw tomorrow on the Horizon Speedrun channel, which would be good. If you guys haven't checked out that Twitch channel, you should check it out. But yeah, this is my primary armor that I use. I like it. It's set up to have as much fire resist and melee resist as possible while still maxing out stealth. So I have a warrior outfit weave with 20% resist melee attack and 34% resist fire. And then I have 3 15% stealth weaves that have 17% resist fire and 7% resist melee attack. And this is again to get resist fire and resist melee up as high as possible while also maxing out stealth. It's important to mention that 70 is the effective cap for stealth, so I'm technically over a little, but this is how I could get to 70 and still have as much of all the other stats as I like. For the purpose of fighting some fire burrs, though, swap out one of these for one of, whoopsies. Now that wasn't the right button. But anywho, for the purpose of fighting fire burrs, I would do this. You're basically at max melee resist. You are at max fire resist. And you are almost at max stealth. This is more for Frost Claws. I just set this up today. It was fun. And then yeah, that's basically it. Oh yeah, this is cool. This is armor that we made. I think it was Charlatan that figured out this weave combination. So this was specifically made for the control trial within the speedrun community, is the thought behind this. So with this outfit, you can have max shock resist and a shitload of stealth, which is really nice for the control trial with the Storm Slinger, and it helps cut the damage that you take in just a little bit. Just a little bit. We can go through all these just to go through all these. But yeah, I mostly just wear this one with the previous setup that I showed. This game in Armor is honestly, it's, you know, you do what you think works best for you when it comes to armor in this game, and that's what you should do. But that's it. That's basically it. That's all I got. That's all I wanted to talk about. Just showing the weaves and coils real quick. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Oh, and before I go, I created a community Discord, public community Discord for Horizon Zero Dawn. I know that there's one connected to the Reddit already, but myself and a few members of that community decided that we wanted to make our own. And if it doesn't grow really big and just is a smaller, tighter knit, more Horizon focused community for the fans, then so be it. We're not necessarily looking to get huge. We just want to provide a good, friendly, non-toxic environment for fans of Horizon. So, yeah, I will leave you guys on that. Link to the Discord will be below. Link to my stream will be below. And once again, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Take care.